Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into some reasons why King Charles III continues to face public criticism. From controversies surrounding his charitable work to questions about his relationships within the royal family, these reasons offer a glimpse into why he remains a divisive figure. Let's explore each reason in detail, and you may be surprised by some of the insights that have surfaced over the years. Here are several reasons why King Charles III continues to face public criticism. First, the controversy surrounding his philanthropic efforts. Although King Charles is widely recognized for his charity work, his generosity has not been without scandal. In one instance, Michael Fawcett, a chief executive within Charles's charity network, resigned after being accused of promising a Saudi billionaire donor a knighthood in exchange for contributions. This incident exposed a vulnerability in Charles's judgment, with many feeling he lacked discernment in the people he kept close. It seemed there were few around him to offer sound advice, and some advisors even questioned Fawcett's actions, though Charles appeared displeased with his departure. This left the public questioning whether Charles was truly capable of making wise decisions. The second reason is concerning over his leadership ability. Following Queen Elizabeth II's passing, many British citizens were concerned about Charles's ability to lead, given his past behavior and mixed public image. People wondered if he could handle the responsibilities of the monarchy, a position demanding unwavering commitment and dignity. However, now that he has taken the throne, he has the opportunity to prove his critics wrong. Next, his perceived insensitivity during his relationship with Princess Diana. Before Charles went off to sea, he had been in love with Camilla. However, when she married a cavalry officer, their relationship ended before it could truly begin. Around the same time, Charles was reportedly dating Diana's older sister. 3 years later, when Charles and Diana became engaged, many were taken by surprise. During the announcement, when a reporter asked if they were in love, Diana quickly replied, "Of course." Charles's response to Diana's "of course" was a nonchalant "whatever in love means," which unsettled her deeply. Diana later admitted that his words were traumatizing, leaving her completely shaken despite her outward laughter. Even at that early stage, signs suggested their relationship might not be as strong as it seemed. Charles married 20-year-old Lady Diana Spencer in 1981 at age 32. Their wedding on July 21, 1981 drew a global audience of 750 million television viewers, with an additional 600,000 people lining the streets around St. Paul's Cathedral. The ceremony was presented as a modern-day fairy tale, but reports suggest otherwise. According to sources, Charles proposed only after his father pressured him with an ultimatum. Diana later confessed that at the time they were still practically strangers. By 1992, Diana publicly disclosed that Charles was involved in an extramarital affair with his longtime love, Camilla Parker Bowles, leading to their separation. In a 1994 interview, Charles admitted to his infidelity, claiming it happened only after the marriage had irretrievably broken down. Diana candidly remarked that there were 3 of us in this marriage, pointing to the impact of his betrayal. Recently, Charles found himself in the midst of controversy over donations made to his charities. Reports indicate that he accepted a £1 million donation from the family of Osama bin Laden, specifically from his half-brothers Shafiq and Bakr bin Laden, who are part of a wealthy Saudi family. These brothers are connected to the bin Laden family, known for its ties to Al-Qaeda and the 9/11 attacks. On October 30, 2013, Charles allegedly met Bakr at Clarence House in London, just 2 years after Osama bin Laden was killed by U.S. Special Forces in Pakistan. Additionally, it came to light that between 2011 and 2015, Charles received donations totaling €3 million for his charitable fund from Sheikh Hamad bin Jassim bin Jaber Al Thani, the then Prime Minister of Qatar. The king faced significant criticism over both incidents, though neither involved any illegal payments. Another controversial point is Charles's alleged influence over British policy, an area in which he officially has no role. In 2015, it was revealed that Charles and the Queen had access to confidential government documents that even elected ministers had not seen. Graham Smith, CEO of the Republic, commented on this disclosure of cabinet papers, calling it quite extraordinary. He noted that these documents not only contained highly classified information but also gave Charles a distinct advantage when lobbying ministers to support his personal agenda. In essence, Charles acts like a non-cabinet minister. He receives privileged briefings and has private meetings with ministers about policy matters. Because of this privileged access, Charles received more authoritative information on a variety of topics than even elected ministers. However, according to the British monarchy's official website, there is no defined constitutional role for the heir to the throne. Clarence House, though, claimed that the information was provided as part of Charles's constitutional duties as heir. Another significant controversy involving Charles surfaced in 2017 with the release of the Paradise Papers by the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists, ICIJ, following the earlier Panama Papers leak. Among the wealthy individuals using offshore tax havens, Charles's name appeared, with allegations suggesting he had financially benefited from his stance on climate change. The monarchy's office, however, denied any claims of secret investments. Adding to these controversies was a diplomatic misstep in 2005, when Charles greeted Robert Mugabe, the dictator and president of Zimbabwe, by shaking his hand. This gesture was widely criticized as a diplomatic blunder. The incident took place just a day before Charles's wedding to Camilla and occurred during Pope John Paul II's funeral. It was controversial because, at the time, the EU had imposed a travel ban on Mugabe due to allegations of election rigging in Zimbabwe. Despite the ban, Mugabe attended the Pope's funeral, and Charles's gesture of shaking his hand was widely criticized as inappropriate. Caught off guard, Charles had little choice in the moment, his spokesperson explained, as Mugabe extended his hand directly in front of him. Additionally, Clarence House clarified that Charles had previously supported the Zimbabwe Defense and Aid Fund, which opposed Mugabe's regime. Following this, Charles faced criticism for his approach to Prince Harry's well-being. After Harry married Meghan Markle and the couple moved to California, they stepped down as working royals and later made serious accusations against the royal family. Harry pointed to his father, alleging that Charles believed his son should endure similar hardships, perpetuating what Harry called a cycle of genetic pain and suffering. Furthermore, Charles reportedly has a strained relationship with his younger brother, Prince Andrew, who has been seen as a potential liability for the monarchy due to his connections with the late Jeffrey Epstein, a convicted pedophile, and British heiress Ghislaine Maxwell. Charles even advocated for Andrew to be stripped of his titles and royal responsibilities. Before marrying his current wife, Camilla Parker Bowles, in 2005, Charles was married to Princess Diana, affectionately known as the People's Princess. Royals are often bound to choices they may not personally desire, and while Charles may not have initially wished to marry Diana, he accepted it as a duty of his position as prince. However, his infidelity during their marriage and his later public admission reflect a concerning lack of integrity, regardless of the reasons behind his actions. Following Diana's tragic death, Charles faced further criticism. Paparazzi had crowded around the Hotel Ritz in Paris where Diana and her then-boyfriend Dodi Fade were staying. On August 30th, 1997, as paparazzi pursued Diana and her boyfriend Dodi Fade, their driver lost control, crashing into the Pont de l'Alma tunnel in Paris. Following the tragic accident, Diana was taken to the hospital where she passed away on August 31st, 1997. The grounds outside her Kensington Palace residence were soon covered with floral tributes and heartfelt messages from mourners. However, Charles and the rest of the royal family remained noticeably silent, even declining to lower the Buckingham Palace flag to half-mast. No immediate public statement or appearance was made. Charles later explained that their silence was intended to protect William and Harry, shielding them from media attention during the immediate aftermath of their mother's death. While this decision was seen as a commendable effort to prioritize his son's well-being, it did not clarify why Charles and the royal family refrained from publicly addressing Diana's tragic passing. Another point of contention has been Charles's charitable endeavors, which, instead of endearing him to the public, have sometimes fueled resentment toward him. Charles is involved in and supports numerous charities focused on causes he deeply believes in. This dedication to philanthropy is often seen as one of his more commendable qualities, reflecting a generosity and empathy for those less fortunate. However, despite his charitable efforts, he has also managed to draw public disapproval. Reports from a UK media outlet allege that Charles accepted a donation of £3 million from the former Prime Minister of Qatar. To make matters worse, the funds were reportedly handed to him as cash, packed into 3 suitcases, each containing £1 million. This unconventional transaction format only intensified the scrutiny surrounding the event. Additionally, he has been criticized for insensitive comments that have been perceived as racially inappropriate. In 2009, British media reported that Charles's wife, Camilla, and his older son, Prince William, had given a friend the nickname Sooty. Charles became entangled in a racism scandal, which was amplified by frequent polo matches with wealthy Indian property developer Colleen Dellon. Around the same time, Prince Harry was caught on camera referring to a former Pakistani military officer with a racial slur. These incidents sparked significant debate about potential racial biases within the royal family, leading many British citizens to view the royals with increased skepticism. Charles's preference for doing things his way was also highlighted when he declined an invitation to a farewell banquet hosted at the Chinese embassy in 1999, a gesture widely interpreted as a slight toward then-Chinese President Jiang Zemin. Charles, known for his admiration of the Dalai Lama, expressed that China's treatment of the Dalai Lama left him unwilling to associate with the president. His absence was especially noticeable, given that many royal family members, including Princess Alexandra, the Duke of Kent, Queen Elizabeth, the Duke of Edinburgh, and the Duke and Duchess of Gloucester, attended the event. When it comes to Meghan Markle, many are familiar with the reasons behind her and Prince Harry's decision to step back from their royal duties. During their interview with Oprah, Meghan disclosed various negative experiences within the royal family, mentioning an instance where a family member questioned her child's skin color. While she did not specifically name Charles, Christopher Anderson's book Brothers and Wives later identified him as the individual who allegedly made the remark. Charles reportedly asked Camilla what Harry and Meghan's child might look like. When Camilla responded, "Gorgeous, of course," Charles clarified by asking, what do you think the complexion of their children will be like?" Another source of criticism has been Charles's strong support for alternative therapies, particularly homeopathy, which are often viewed as lacking scientific basis. He has faced accusations of influencing the National Health Service, NHS, to allocate more funding toward these pseudoscientific practices, potentially diverting resources from more effective medical treatments. During the COVID pandemic, Charles was under intense scrutiny for encouraging these non-scientific methods in his interviews with the NHS, leading to widespread criticism from British citizens and medical professionals worldwide. Many accused him of using his influence to promote these practices instead of actively supporting proven methods that could help people. Charles also seems to enjoy exerting influence where he shouldn't, particularly within the context of a constitutional monarchy, which restricts the royal family from engaging directly in governance or policy-making decisions. In reality, however, Charles hasn't always adhered to this limitation. In 2015, a series of his letters known as the Black Spider Memos were revealed to the public. Within these 27 letters, 10 of which were confirmed to be written by Charles himself, he provided advice on various topics, including agriculture in Northern Ireland, among others. These letters were directed to high-ranking UK government officials, including former Prime Minister Tony Blair. The memos sparked significant controversy, as they suggested that Charles was attempting to use his influence and status to meddle in matters he was expected to remain neutral on, even prior to becoming king. Charles also presents an image of himself as charitable and environmentally conscious, often making efforts to show support for the less fortunate. However, he has faced substantial criticism for maintaining a lavish lifestyle that appears at odds with this image. Despite symbolic gestures, such as driving an Aston Martin that runs on biofuel and engaging with numerous charities, including his own foundations, his luxurious lifestyle stands in stark contrast to the ideals of modesty and environmental responsibility he advocates. According to Marsa, the current King of England possesses 6 estates, employs 11 secretaries and a large team of staff, and maintains a fleet of luxury cars, all supported by an annual salary of £17 million. Despite his long wait as the longest-serving heir apparent in British history, Charles has struggled with popularity, especially since private details of his marriage to Princess Diana became public. A 2018 poll indicated a drop in his favorability, and a recent Express survey revealed that many would prefer other royals to assume the throne. While this sentiment may seem harsh, there are reasons behind it. Additionally, Camilla's potential title as queen has been met with resistance. An MBG research survey found that only 20% of respondents supported Camilla being crowned queen. Many feel hesitant to fully support King Charles, given his marriage to the other woman. However, The Guardian notes that the Duchess of Cornwall has gained admiration through her quiet dedication to charitable causes, earning her some respect among the public despite lingering reservations. Camilla is known for being a private person, making efforts to protect her privacy as much as possible despite the intense scrutiny surrounding her relationship with Charles. However, King Charles's image among biographers is far from favorable. In many prominent books about the royal family, authors who once had close ties with the former Prince Charles did not hesitate to highlight his flaws. Tom Bower, author of Rebel Prince, characterizes Charles as arrogant and indifferent, especially when his actions hurt others. His well-known private rants and temper outbursts have also come to light, further damaging his reputation. Many British citizens doubt his ability to effectively lead the nation. The role of reigning monarch comes with immense responsibility, and concerns persist over whether Charles has the traits and skills required to fulfill it. Without public confidence in his capabilities, he may struggle to garner full support. Charles's reserved nature only adds to these concerns. Unlike Princess Diana, who exuded warmth and relatability, Charles often appears distant. As the New Yorker once observed, he lacks the natural charm that many admired in Diana. Some have even labeled Charles as a snob, noting that while he was raised to value strict manners and protocols, he doesn't seem eager to connect with the average person. In contrast, Prince William has embraced a more approachable style, much like his late mother Diana, displaying genuine warmth and compassion in his interactions. On environmental matters, King Charles has been vocal about issues like climate change and sustainability, yet he has been notably silent on animal welfare, an area of growing importance in Britain. He has even referred to fox hunting as romantic, a stance that starkly contrasts with Prince Harry's choice to avoid grouse hunts out of respect for animal rights. This stance isn't likely to gain Charles any new supporters, as many in the UK are increasingly concerned about animal welfare. Furthermore, many believe that the controversies surrounding Charles over the years are impossible to overlook. From repeated scandals covered by the British press to his own actions, his past remains a challenging shadow, and many doubt his ability to move beyond it. The controversial aspects of Charles's life often steal the spotlight, overshadowing his positive contributions. Yet, as noted, he has genuinely tried to make a difference for the UK. Charles has dedicated much of his life to environmental advocacy and has invested significant time and effort in supporting various charities he founded. Unfortunately, these charitable efforts are often ignored or dismissed. And finally, the biggest reason on this list is the perception that Charles never fully supported his sons. In the line of succession, many Brits favor the Prince and Princess of Wales, along with their 3 children. A 2019 survey by BMG Research revealed that nearly half of the British public would have preferred Charles to step aside, allowing the throne to pass directly to his eldest son, William, after Queen Elizabeth II's passing. Kate Middleton and Prince William, married for over a decade, are often seen as the epitome of a fairy tale family, largely free from scandals, as noted by The Atlantic. In fact, the Evening Standard reports that William and Harry have remained among the most popular royals on record, making it understandable why so many would prefer William on the throne. However, Prince Harry's popularity has likely been affected since he and Meghan chose to step back from royal duties. So, there you have it. Reasons why King Charles III continues to spark public debate. Whether it's his leadership style, past relationships, or approach to philanthropy, opinions about him are clearly mixed. What do you think about these reasons? Do they resonate with you or seem exaggerated? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to stay updated with more intriguing stories from the royal family. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.